What's good, Coach Colin Castelli here with ShotMechanics Basketball, and today I'm going to teach you the layup package that every player needs to have. All right, so finishing around the rim is incredibly important in the game of basketball because if you can finish in the paint, it's going to make the defense stay honest and it's going to give you that space to be able to hit jumpers. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about kind of the layup package that every player needs to have to be effective to score inside the paint. Gone are the days of just having one layup when you enter the paint. To be a great scorer, you got to have multiple options once you get there. Now, before we jump into it, I want you to pause this video and click the link in the description down below and get a free copy of my #1 scoring workout. This scoring workout is going to change the way you think about your training and probably increase your scoring average the very first time you use it. That's how powerful it is. So click the link in the description down below and get it right now. Now, the very first kind of package that we want to think about is our traditional layup, right? That's kind of the first layup in the package that we want to make sure it's the fundamental layup, and a lot of kids kind of skip over it. So basically, a traditional layup is just as I'm driving towards the hoop, I'm going to plant off my inside foot, and I'm going to keep my hand under the ball and finish with my outside hand, right? So I'm planting my inside hoop, finishing with my outside hand. Now, this is definitely a fundamental. It's a little bit lower level for beginners, right? But the idea is we still want to work on it even if you're a higher level guy, right? It doesn't matter if you're a college player, pro player, or whatever it is. I see guys working on this move or this finish all the time, no matter what age or skill level. So again, as I'm coming up, I'm planting my inside foot and I'm bringing the ball up, hand underneath the ball, just like this. Now, a lot of times we can pretend like there's a string attached between our elbow and our knee. So as I'm going up, as the ball goes up, my knee's going up. You see that? It's almost like there's a string attached between my knee and my elbow. Ball goes up, knee goes up. What this does is it optimizes your jump, optimizes your power so you can get up by the rim nice and quick. Now, one thing on this package that you want to work on is work on finishing at different lengths, right? It's kind of really easy just to come in and finish at this normal length right here. But as a player, you want to work on finishing in tighter or closer to the hoop where you've got a tougher angle. And you also want to work on finishing from taking out from farther away from the hoop, right? If you can work on finishing at different, distances away from the basket, even though it's a simple traditional layup, you're going to be much more dynamic when you're entering the paint with a help side or a big defender in your way. All right, so the next finish we've got is the scoop finish. Now, this is a lot like a normal layup, but instead of having our hand underneath the basketball like this in a pushing motion, we're going to rotate our hand under so our palms to the sky, and we're going to scoop it out in front of us. So it all starts the same. We're hitting some sort of drive or we're getting towards the basket. As I come in here, I'm going to extend the ball out away from my body, and I'm going to have my palm underneath the ball facing towards the ceiling just like this, right? I'm going to extend the arm out, and I'm going to scoop it up away. Now, this is a great finish to have, especially if you got a defender pinned on your hip, right? So if I've got a swing pass or a skip pass or whatever, and I'm attacking, and maybe I beat my defender and they're right here on my hip, a lot of times with a traditional layup, if I just went up, it would allow them to come across and get a block. But with a scoop, you can use your offhand and you can pin it and you can kind of get it out away from your body, right? You see guys like James Harden use this one a ton when he gets in the paint because he can extend it away from the defense and kind of get it up there before they're ready to block the shot. Now, with any of these, layups, like I talked about before, you want to be able to finish at different levels, right? You want to be able to get in deep and finish with a scoop. And you also want to be able to scoop it from, a little further out. So if I'm driving in, I want to be able to scoop it from out here a little bit further, right? Because you don't know where the defense is. You don't know how they're going to play. So you want to be able to finish in any situation. So if you can perfect that scoop, that's a great tool to have inside your finishing package. All right, once you've perfected the traditional finish and the scoop finish, the next one we want to work on is the goofy finish. And a goofy finish basically means you're taking off on the same foot as the same hand that finishes. So if I'm getting inside of the paint and I'm driving and I'm attacking, a goofy finish basically just means if I'm going to finish with my right hand here, I'm going to plant off my right foot at the same time. So it's kind of the opposite of the traditional finish, right? Because on the traditional, we were going in opposite foot, opposite hand, but with a goofy finish, we're going in same hand, same foot. Now, a lot of coaches will tell you shouldn't shoot lay-ins like this. It's poor form, it's not fundamental, and that's true. You want to master the traditional layup first, but once you kind of get those first, tier of finishes, this is the one that you really want to work on. Guys like Steve Nash made a living on doing these goofy-footed finishes because you can sneak the ball up at any point in time. It doesn't matter where your steps are to be able to finish. So if I come in here and my optimized steps on my right, instead of taking a little stutter step to get my left foot back down and allow the defense to recover, I can just scoop it right up, going off of my right foot, getting it up on the basket, getting it up on the glass before the defense is ready for it. Now, with all these finishes, right, you want to work on finishing on different angles. So I might come in with a goofy foot at this angle, or I might practice coming in with a goofy foot at this angle, right? Because in a game, we don't know what angle we're going to attack from. We don't know where the defender's going to be. So we want to make sure that we're working on everything. That way, no matter the situation, we're ready for it. So goofy foot layup, same hand, same foot. It's going to feel awkward, but it's definitely one you want to have in your bag. All right, so the drill I got for you today is loop around finishes. So basically the setup that we've got is we got 4 cones. We've got one kind of out here on the wing. We've got one closer to the key. We've got another closer to the key and another one out here on the wing. So basically what we're gonna do is you're gonna choose what finish you wanna work on for the drill, and you're gonna do it 4 times through. So let's just say we're doing a traditional layup that we wanna work on. For this finish, each time we go, we're gonna loop around from the outside to the inside of the cone and finish at the basket. So if I'm starting with a traditional finish, I'm going to dribble, loop around the cone, explode towards the hoop, and then from here I'm gonna try to be as efficient as I can, getting in and finishing with my normal traditional finish. Once I get my rebound, then I'm gonna do the same thing. Again, always looping from outside to inside, attack, boom, get there, finish with my traditional finish. Now, I loop towards the inside on these 2. I'm gonna move to the next cone, but I'm gonna loop the opposite direction towards the inside. So same thing, explode, traditional finish going towards the hoop, get the rebound, loop it around, attack, traditional finish going towards the outside. So you can work on all the finishes, right? You might go through this 2 or 3 times with the traditional, then do it 2 or 3 times with the scoop, then 2 or 3 times with the goofy finish on each one. This is great because it allows you to work on finishing from different angles, right? If I'm over here and I'm looping around this cone, I'm getting a traditional finish from this angle, which is a little flatter, and then I get to do it again, and I get a traditional finish that's a little sharper, right? Again, very game realistic because you don't know what angle you're always going to want to be finishing on. Now, one little key you can do to spice it up if you want to is you can add some dribble moves into it. So as you're looping around the cone and you're coming through, you can work on hitting either a behind the back into it. You can work on sitting low with it between the legs to change direction. You can work on spin moves. Whatever it is you want to work on, you can add a dribble move at the cone if you want to kind of push that next level, make it a little bit more difficult, right? But totally up to you. You know your game, you know what you need to work on, so feel free to spice it up if you need to. All right, if this video helps you out, go ahead and hit that like button and then hit the comment section down below and let me know what sort of video you want to see next. This channel for the people, by the people, and I run pretty much everything off request. Leave it down below and hopefully we'll get to it. If you're new to ShotMechanics, hit that subscribe button. We got videos every week. They're going to get you better. And you're going to click the button down here or the link in the description, get a free copy of my #1 scoring workout. This is a scoring workout that's going to change the way you think about your training and probably increase your scoring average the very first time you try it. That's how powerful it is. All right, again, I'm Coach Colin Castell with ShotMechanics Basketball. Thanks for watching, and until next time, splash on.